Aloha kako. Before we start our meeting this evening, I'm going to ask Trustee Keli'i Akina to offer pule.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, everyone. Let's bow our heads in a pule kako. Almighty and Heavenly Father, we bow our heads before our meeting tonight to ask for your blessing upon the Hawaiian people, your blessing upon all who live in Hawaii nei, and your blessing upon the trustees and our beneficiaries and all gathered here tonight as we share mana'o, as we learn, as we make decisions. We come before you thanking you for all things. We also keep in mind our friends on the island of Maui, particularly those who suffered in the Lahaina fires. Please sustain them and uphold them and meet their needs. We pray these things, He no Yesu Christo. Amen.
Mahalo, Trustee. Aloha kako.
Aloha.
I would like to call tonight's meeting to order. Let the record reflect that today is Tuesday, October 17th, and it's 6:08 p.m. I'm going to call on our board secretary to take the roll.
Trustee Ahuna is excused. Trustee Akaka.
Ale.
Trustee Akina.
Aloha mai kako.
Trustee Galuteria.
Eo.
Trustee Souza.
Eo.
Trustee Trask is excused. Trustee Waihe'e is excused. Chair Hulu Lindsay.
Ale.
We have 5 trustees present.
Mahalo. Aloha kako, everyone, and welcome to our third island, Oahu Island community meeting. We are so happy to be here this evening to share this time with you, to hear some of your thoughts, some of your concerns, some of your comments. We brought ourselves out into the community so that we can accommodate you probably after work as well. Not everybody can come to our day meetings, so the trustees felt that we need to come out to you so that our service to you will be real and that we can hear your concerns. So mahalo nui loa for coming this evening, taking time out from your busy schedule. At this time, I'd like to ask each trustee to introduce themselves and their staff. And I'll start with Trustee Keone Souza.
Hey, mahalo, Chair. Aloha mai kako. My name is Keone Souza. I'm the at-large trustee, one of 4 at-large trustees here at OHA. This meeting is especially it's close to my heart because this is my community. It's where I grew up for the last 33 years, give or take. I actually live right next door. My family's here tonight. My mom, Julia. My sister, who's actually the representative for District 43, Kanani Souza. Of course, you get the Kalili Mokus. And also District 42 representative, I see Darmin Garcia out there as well. I want to introduce my aides, Rochelle Kim, as well as Kau'i Robello. Mahalo nui. Aloha.
Aloha mai kako. I'm Keli'i Akina, one of your trustees at large. So honored to be here tonight. Let me introduce to you my staff, Ruben Sierra in the back over there, and watching online, Ivalani. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I just want to say we're looking forward to hearing your mana'o. We want to know what's on your heart. So please, during community concerns, come up and share with us. Mahalo. Aloha.
Sorry. Aloha, everybody. I'm Brickwood Galuteria, a trustee at large. Happy to be here in Kapolei. We look forward to hearing your mana'o, and also look forward to hearing the beautiful music of the cheerleaders in the high school band. I just love it. It's part of the entire atmosphere of being here at Kapolei High. So mahalo for having us. Aloha.
Phew, just made it. Thank you. Hi, my name is Luana Alapa, trustee for the island of Molokai Ilinai. And I am here with my trustee aide. Where is she? Summer Soares. Where is she? Yeah, there she is. Thank you. And I also want to introduce my mother, who is a resident here of Kapolei, 89 years old, no, actually 89 years young. That's
bringing that up as an option for us to visit. It's so wonderful for us to be able to have these meetings throughout our Oahu Island, and I want to thank our board chair for supporting this. This is something that I wanted to do and target our homestead community so that we can stay on the pulse on the needs of our community and hear what is working that we're doing and what could use some improvement. So mahalo nui for joining us this evening. We greatly appreciate you joining us, and I also want to mahalo nui my staff and her staff and administration for all the many hours that go into making this possible, even just finding a great location and live streaming, all of that jazz. It takes an army at OHA to do all this, so mahalo nui. Hand it back to you, Chair.
Yeah, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo to all our trustees. I'm Hulu Lindsay. I'm the Maui trustee, and I'm also the chair of the board for now. And we're so happy to be here, as I said earlier. I also have my staff with me. Our board secretary is Lehua Itokazu. My aides are Kanani Iaya and Amber Kalua. So we're here to listen, to serve, and with us tonight also is Kahele Lani, that represents Trustee Trask, who's not feeling well this evening. Did I miss any of our staff in the board suite? Otherwise, we'll have our CEO, Colin Kippen, with us this evening, and I would like to call upon him to introduce himself and our administrative staff supporting us here.
Aloha mai kako. I'm Colin Kippen. I'm the interim CEO at OHA, and we have a number of our staff here tonight helping with the meeting, and I want to introduce them. Jason Lee is right there. He's with our digital media department. Kelly So'ileao, Kelly, where are you? Back over here in the corner. She's also with the comms department, communications department. Kaimu Milstein is in the back there. You saw her when you came in tonight. Arlene Aguinaldo. Arlene is right there. She helps with the IT, which is really important. And finally, we've got folks from the operations division. We've got Chase Simmons. Chase over here in the corner with the baseball cap, and Danielle Meyer. Danielle, right across from him. Thank you very much for coming tonight. We look forward to hearing from you. Aloha.
Mahalo, Colin. At this time, I'd like to turn the time over to your Oahu trustee, Trustee Kalei Akaka.
Mahalo nui, Board Chair Hulu. And before I carry on with the agenda, I just also wanted to note that we have refreshments here, so please feel free to partake in that. So now we will be moving on to our next agenda item, item 3, the status of OHA activities. Lehua, do we have anyone signed up for this agenda item?
No one is signed up. No one is signed up for this item.
Mahalo. I would like to call upon our CEO, Colin Kippen, to do this presentation.
Aloha again. The mission of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs is to better the conditions of Hawaiians. And what that really means is we're trying to change the status quo in a good way for Hawaiians. And so what I handed out, or what Kaimu handed out to you, was just a summary. One of the things we do is we collect the information, because who are part of the diaspora who have moved to the continent. Raise your hands. Okay, so that's one of the reasons we want to keep Hawaiians in the Piko. We want them to remain here in Hawaii. And in order to do that, we want them to be healthy. We want them to be able to afford to live here. We want them to be part of our family here in Hawaii. So I just want you folks to take a look at that. If you have any questions about that, go to our website or simply just call our office. We have a research division and that really is focused on trying to understand what it is that we need to do to really better the conditions of Native Hawaiians. So thank you. Aloha.
On to our next agenda item, which is community presentation, starting with Halekipa. Do we have anyone signed up to testify on this agenda item, Lehua?
No one is signed up to speak on this item.
Mahalo. Our next agenda item is the Halekipa. We have the CEO, Venus Rosette Medeiros. Mahalo, Venus. And mahalo nui for the awesome site visit where we got to visit your Kapolei location.
Aloha trustees, mahalo for having us once again, and thank you for coming today to check out our site. And mahalo trustee Alapa for coming to our grand opening for beautiful. Oh, mahalo. Hi everybody, I feel funny because my back is facing towards all of you. But I was, can I turn sideways real quick? So we're gonna share a little presentation that we shared already with the trustees. Some of you were not here earlier. But I'm not sure if all of you know, but Halekipa actually started our campus here in Eva. We have a brand new campus that we built in 2020. And the day after we did our grand opening, the state shut down with COVID. So many people did not know, and we were pretty much shut down for a year. Although our programs continue to run, because as you know, Halekipa has shelters, and we cannot not shelter our children in need. So we kept the programs alive. Here we go. Oh. So basically, our mission is to provide young people with opportunities and supports that help them to develop into responsible and caring adults, motivated by their own passions, enabling them to create a successful life for themselves. And Halekipa basically has Okay, am I not doing this right? I'm clicking, where am I supposed to aiming? Right there, okay. So sorry. I don't know how I came CEO, actually. Okay. Oh, it wasn't on, okay. Mahalo. So, Halikipa's been around for 53 years. We've served over 72 young people. We began in 1970 as a girls' shelter for runaway girls here in Oahu. Out of all the young people, the 72,000, no problem. Out of the 72,000 youth, 45% of them are Native Hawaiian. So that's pretty alarming, you guys, when you figure out what we do at Halikipa, right? 44% are male, 56 female, and we have 4.7 consumer satisfaction and over 20 programs we offer at Halikipa. In the 53 years that we've been open, I am only the third CEO. Wow. Yeah, third CEO. The first Wahine and the first Kanaka to serve Halikipa. And when you see 45% of our youth are Native Hawaiian, we needed to have a Hawaiian at the helm. Seriously, if it wasn't me, Samara Kanaka, because most of the things that we were doing was very westernized at Halikipa. We work with all ages, but 60% are ages 13 to 18. Now, real quick, because I only got 10 minutes, we have 4 main programs that we offer. We have residential services, so we have shelters. We have outreach services that we go out into the community to work with opportunity youth. Before, they used to be called Youth at Promise, and before that, at-risk youth, but they're called opportunity youth. And then we have therapeutic services. We do mental health counseling in the home, and we also work with families with our OHA resilience services that we just started last week. Our residential services, basically we have 3 emergency shelters. So we are licensed for 8 youth per shelter. And we're pretty full right now. In our boys shelter, we have 5, but we're pretty consistent with being full with girls. Transitional living program shelters are for those who are coming out of the foster care system or they're homeless, and then now they really want a stable life. We put them into our transitional living program shelters. And our independent living training programs, these are the young people who are coming out of Hawaii Youth Correctional Facility. So they transition into our shelters there, and their homes all in Ewa. So they're all in Ewa. We have 1 sex trafficking shelter that used to be in Kailua, but we transitioned that shelter over to Halikipa. In Ewa. A lot of people say, we have sex trafficking, we have sex trafficking. And in fact, majority of our young people being trafficked right now are Native Hawaiian. You know, you think about it, you know, it's a no-brainer, right? Sex trafficking happens on the dark web. So a lot of it, majority of it happens online. And it is military and visitors, yeah, tourists. But recently, since COVID, we've been seeing ohana. Family are now trafficking their own children. A lot of boyfriends will also traffic. We also have same-sex trafficking. Boyfriends will traffic their partner. And like I said, our shelter was full at one time for sex trafficking, and these we only take from 12 to 18. So this is what's happening in Hawaii, and many people don't realize it. Come November, we have a show right now called Kuka Kuka on Olelo TV. I am hosting it with different visitors coming in and talking about their programs and issues impacting our young people. We are going to feature sex trafficking next month, so try and catch them on Channel 52. You're going to get blown away when you hear their stories. We have outreach services, over 14 to 15 programs out in the community. I'm trying to hurry. We have therapeutic services, like I said. So this is mental health, counseling. If you know any young person who needs support, parents who are struggling with their kids, please call Halekipa. We'll get you the support you need. And then we also have our high-end therapeutic foster homes. These are for young people who the parents just don't know how to take care of them already. So we do training, we get foster parents to foster these young people. And they're assigned a therapist for them. And then we have our, like I said, our newest one. As a Kanaka, I know that for Halekipa being 53 years old, we've never had an outreach program for families. And I thought, how come? If we work with the keiki, we have to work with our ohana. We have to support them. Our families are not the enemy. They just need help, they need guidance. Let's support them so that the keiki can get back to the families. That's what we want. We want them to be reunified if can. So we have our newest director here, Brandy Akimo, so she's gonna talk a little bit about Haleku'ola.
I don't think I need that, yeah? Oh, no, what do you? Aloha nui ya kākou, Brandy Akimo, Director of Ohana Resilient Services. So we had a wonderful party last week, Thursday, down at Haleku'ola, just down the road, right on Renton, yeah? And for those of you who are not familiar with the area, although, I mean, I'm assuming everyone is, because this is your moku, this is where we're in the Ahupua'a, right here. And so how fitting that Venus said that when she came on board, she thought about what more could Halekipa do? And that was to initiate this forward program around serving the whole family. And so Ohana Resilient Services at Haleku'ola. So Haleku'ola is the hale, right? Is the center, but it's also serving as a shelter. So we do have a capacity to serve up to 2 single families with children, which means that they have to have some kind of qualifying thing around being homeless or at risk of being homeless, yeah. And so as you know, there's a high need for housing in general for families like you and I. We all look the same, right, for varying reasons. One of them being, you know, some of the risk factors that our Kanaka are involved in, you know, whether or not it be around child abuse and neglect, or, you know, other issues such as, you know, substance abuse. And so we want to be able to kind of provide that offering. We do have a wait list currently, and we hope to move in our first family, probably in the next couple of weeks. Single family with, you know, with a baby, yeah. And so in addition to that, we also have a resource center, which is a walk-in. Families, anyone, any individual that needs support, whether or not they come from Waianae or Kailua, right, although it's probably less likely, right, like, you know, what we're going to do in Ewa that we can't really get in Kailua. But really, we want to be able to provide those walk-in services for families between 9 and 5 p.m. So some of the services, I'm sorry, maybe I did need the clicker. Sorry, let me pull that back up. There it is. So some of the service offerings, which, you know, I don't know if you folks actually recognize this house. So this hale is just across the street from Ewa Community Church and Ewa Elementary School, yeah? So old plantation style home that we're leasing from the county, yeah? So we really have kuleana to take care of the house, and because we do, we want to be able to malama and to care for families. So the program offerings, mental health and counseling support, kamalama parenting classes, which we are actually starting this Thursday, 5:30 to 7:30. This curriculum was actually authored by our CEO, Venus. I mean, who better than a Kanaka Wahine, and at the time when she wrote it, she was a single parent, yeah? And so what this parenting class does is it adopts the principles of like parenting principles, and it weaves in Kanaka values, yeah, around Aoi kaika, discipline, aloha, what is that? Malama, caring for, yeah? We are almost full, but definitely if anyone here is interested in just coming in just to see who we are, no call is necessary. You can just walk in, yeah? Because we want to be able to meet families, specifically Hawaiian families, where they're at. So we take you in, and we sit down, and we engage in the process of what many of us know as, kuka, but also too, like, it's a form of ho'oponopono. Yeah, we want to be able to help families reconnect with what's important for them. To include, also we have a workforce development programming that we're in collaboration for. Are we timed yet? With the Waianae Economic Development Council there for our youth, and then our cultural programs. And really what we want to be able to do is be able to have this offering for the community, but also for the current programs within Halekipa. Yeah, so, because, with the overarching goal of being able to help youth and their families. I do have some program brochures that I can leave right here on this front table. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Did you want to?
I think that's the last
Okay.
one. But yeah, our services are free, no cost. Oh, sorry. Kalamai. Our services are free. There's no cost to anyone. Just come on in. And once again, even if you don't know what you need, just show up. If you know a family, send them our way. We're here to support and help. No, it's for all families. It's for all families. But because our Native Hawaiians are at the top of all, we really want to reach out to them as well. But no, we serve all families, and we serve all keiki. Even though 45% are Hawaiian, we have Samoan, and majority of our girls now coming in are Micronesian, from Chukis, yeah. And Trustee Galutieri, it would be awesome to partner with you in your kupuna program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Come hang out with us at the
Okay, I will.
Halikuola.
That's a guarantee.
Okay.
Guarantee.
I'm sorry, are we able to take questions? I see, no?
If the person would like to come up and ask the question at the mic. And it's simply so those that are live streaming are able to hear it, and we're able to notate it for our minutes later. Mahalo.
Sure. Hello, my name is Melody Haole. I'm with a nonprofit organization for special needs children. So with the, talking about Halekipa, 10 years ago, my son had major behaviors, but because he has special needs, he's autistic. He was higher functioning then, but he had violent behaviors. Halekipa could not take him. Queens, Kikela, took him, but then had to release. And then it allowed me I had to quit work and stay home with my son and try to figure it out what to do, because all the different agencies was not there for my son because he has dual diagnosis. He has autism and he has mental illness too. So, especially when they're higher functioning, he could have worked that time. Long story short, he ended up getting injured, and now he's severe autistic. That because we didn't have the support. So how can we get the support? That's what I'm here for.
Mahalo for bringing that up, and that has been a need that we've been hearing. ABA services, so that's on my list of things to look into. I actually have a daughter who graduated from Chapman, and she specializes in that. So she wants to start program there, but because I'm CEO, we cannot hire her. But anyway, we are going to bring ABA services to Halekipa, and those are for children with autism.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Because I started the nonprofit 16 years ago because I had no support. Now parents are reaching out to me and is saying that not all ABA services does work. I had to create my own in my home, like a sensory home, trying to figure out what to do for my son. And he's more calm now. He's more out in the community, but there's no other organization or nonprofit that is willing to think outside the box and figure it out with me. So it's frustrating. I have events all the time. The last event we had, especially during COVID, we have people that is homeless. I'm dealing with the shelter now. We have like 10 families right now that is at the shelter because they had to quit work because there was nothing out there for them. So now we end up having people homeless. So
Come talk story with us.
yeah, okay.
You come talk story with us. We'll figure it out together. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, mahalo.
And I also wanted to note, and mahalo nui for your folks' presentation.
I have a question.
Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for what you guys do.
Oh, yeah.
I think our whole hope is to put you guys out of business one day.
Yeah,
I mean,
love that.
That would be it. But my question has to do with the bureaucracy that you're dealing with. What agencies in the government do you folks have relationships with? DOH, DHS?
Yeah.
Which ones do you primarily get help from?
Primarily DOH with our Child and Adolescent Mental Health Division, CAMD.
Department of Health. Department of
Okay.
Health, yeah.
However, I'll be honest, it's really challenging working with the contract that they provide us with.
Okay.
The other one is DHS, and under them, Office of Youth Services primarily.
What about
and
Department of-
CWS, and CWS.
TWS. What about public service, public safety?
No, we
Not-
don't have public safety.
Okay.
We had Judiciary, Family Court,
Sure. They send families your way,
yes.
send
Well,
children your way.
they send the youth,
The youth
right?
your
But
way.
what we're trying to do is get them before they end up with us. Yeah, we'd like that.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
why wait until they're incarcerated?
Yeah.
Why not, catch them before they get into
Sure.
that?
I mean, we're a quasi-government agency, so we want to know who your partners are.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
we-
our partners. Can you tell them to start funding us at true cost?
Certainly, certainly, very
They
good.
fund us like 85%, and we got to fundraise the rest.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you,
Aloha.
Chair.
Mahalo. Members, are there any other questions or comments for the presenters? Okay, seeing none. I also wanted to note that how I got to know Venus is there was a roundtable that was hosted at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, and their talking story was Venus as well as those that are living survivors of trafficking, of human trafficking, sex trafficking. And I wanted to also make note of some stats so you folks can really get a sense more of what was shared. Now, according to the 2022 Missing and Murdered Native Hawaiian Women and Girls Task Force report, more than 1/4 of missing girls in Hawaii are Native Hawaiian. The average profile of a missing child is 15-year-old, female, Native Hawaiian, and from Oahu. 43% of sex trafficking cases are Kanaka Maoli, girls trafficked here in Waikiki, Oahu. On Hawaii Island, Kanaka Maoli children ages 15 through 17 represent the highest number of missing children's cases, with most children reported missing in Hilo, area code 96720. From 2018 to 2021, there were 182 cases of missing Kanaka Maoli girls on Hawaii Island, higher than any other racial group. 57% of participants served through the Mana Olana program at Child and Family Services are Native Hawaiian females who have experienced human trafficking. So this is a subject that is also very dear to our U.S. Senator Mazie Hirono's heart, and this is a conversation that we continue to have, and we greatly support the efforts in trying to mitigate this and we appreciate the collaboration that we have with all levels of government and those within the community, like Halikipa, like Venus, that work on this. So I want to say a mahalo nui for being here and to share this with our community. Mahalo nui. All right, our next presenter is Executive Director Mikiala Lidstone from Ulua'e. Lehua, do we have any other testifiers regarding this?
Yes. Yes, we have one
Yes.
person that would like to testify on this item of the agenda. Excuse me if I mispronounce your name, but I think it's Jakay Holmberg.
Please come.
There. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
Aloha, everybody. Sorry, my back. I don't mean to show you my back.
And if you could please state your name.
Oh, it's JK.
JK.
I know, a little
mahalo.
tricky with the J and the K. Icebreaker for people. I came in and I wanted to first hear how this meeting was going to be, and I saw Ulua'e was on the agenda. And as you folks had gone to Ulua'e today, the Learning Center in Kalailoa, my son goes there. So I just couldn't make it at the 3:30 because I work till 5 p.m. But I wanted to share the wonders and the relief, the thankfulness that I have for this program. And so being a kanaka mo'oli, I wanted to give my sons something that I didn't have, which was the culture. So as raised one of 6, we were heavy Christian-based, and we kind of stripped culture. And we didn't learn our identity with our community until later in life. And I wanted to get my sons a good head start. And schools, when we moved on Homestead, we were so appreciative to be able to get a space in Maluo High, being as a second homeowner. And the thought of kids and the things that come after it, you know, it's overwhelming, but I knew that Kapolei is a good place to raise my family. And I'm from the east side, from Kaneohe, and I'm very fortunate for my parents to also to instill in us to make sure we sign up for our Hawaiian homes at age 18, stay updated with the news as much as possible, and be supportive of other local Hawaiians, just thriving. And so when my friend, my coworker, I actually do work at Aulani, she mentioned about this program, Ulua'e Learning Center. I was like, what is that? And our little one was already 4-ish, gonna attend Kapolei Elementary. And I was like, well, there's the after school program there, it's convenient. And she says, no, sis, you gotta check this learning center out. They help the kids identify at a young age of who they are here, be Aina-based, be rooted, and also to learn mele, learn language, Papa Olelo, and all the crafts that at such a young age you find out what is great. They're agile with their limbs, and their memory is so good, sometimes too good. But I found that this could be a fit for my little one, since my school that I chose for him to go to elementary didn't really have a Hawaiian-based education. And I figured, you know what, we're gonna try Ulua'e out. And he was one of the youngest little boys, and he came out of his shell, and he's such a shy little one. He's actually here, he's over there. And I just heard some good reports that he's actually coming into his own. And the space that they have in Kalailoa is so beautiful. It's so green in such the Kalailoa area that can be dry. But Kumu Mikiala and her staff has been so amazing with not just instilling culture in these little ones, but loving them, taking care of them, keeping them safe. I hear that good firmness in their tone too when they want to help groom them to be good Kanaka. And so I'm just so grateful because it also works with our work hours. So me and my husband work those 9-to-5 jobs that kind of, stretches us when we're at the end of our job. We're like, okay, do we have to do homework with him? No, all done. Oh, Uluai, thank you so much. They help to do the tutoring and to help with those things. And I just want to say thank you so much for this program that she's done. And my testimony is one out of many parents that just love this program. So, mahalo.
Thank you. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo, JK. And mahalo Halekipa for all your hard work and all that you do in our community. I have a dear friend who is alive today, and she still struggles with the trauma of the past, but she's alive and well today because of the services of Halekipa. So mahalo. There we go, mahalo. I'd like to share today about Uluwa'e Learning Center, the Office of Hawaiian Affairs' role in our journey, our most in-demand program, and our goals for expansion. Aloha nui, Madam Chair, Board of Trustees, aloha nui to all of you of this moku of Eva, aloha nui kako. My name is Mikiala Lidstone of the Uluwa'e Learning Center. We grow rooted and engaged communities through out-of-school and community programs here in West Oahu. And we're located here in Kalailoa, and it was such a treat to have your grand presence on our campus, because the presence is about this tall, generally our keiki. And so to have the trustees on our campus today was quite a treat. So mahalo. And mahalo especially to Trustee Souza, because I have a feeling you had a big hand in that. So mahalo.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, mahalo nui. We, there we go. Oop. There we go. Oh. We offer a variety of programs, and I think my slide cut off just a little bit. Our most in-demand program is our out-of-school programs, and our out-of-school programs consist of our after-school and intercession programs. Our after-school program is a program where we pick up students after school from schools in Ewa, Kapolei, and Nanakuli. We bring them to our learning center in Kalailoa. We offer homework help, small group tutoring, hana no'eau, enrichment workshops, and we care for our garden and the pahula at Pu'uo Kapolei. Our intercession program is our program that we run during the DOE breaks, during fall, winter, spring, and summer breaks. And students come to us and all day from 7:30 in the morning till 5 p.m. And we go to sites within our community, we care for those sites, and then we go back to our learning center and we practice Native Hawaiian skills, and we spend our time developing those skills and our knowledge in that. Our out-of-school programs, we serve, our intercession programs, we also have our Hana'i'o program, which is our hunting and our fishing and diving program for middle school and high school students. And we also have a high school internship program, which is a paid internship program for high school students, workforce development program, and we've finished about 24 students in that program, and our students finish and they're workforce ready. They are ready with resume in hand, ready for their next job search. And so those are our programs. We serve a little over 300 students per year in these programs. Every program has a large wait list, and they fill up quite quickly. We are looking to expand our campus so that we can serve more students. We're very fortunate to have received a grant from OHA in fiscal year 2020 and 2021. It was a 2-year grant for over $291,000, and through that grant we served 801 individuals. And through this 2-year project, we went into schools during the out-of-school time, and we basically increased access to spaces where children and youth could increase their knowledge and skills in Native Hawaiian practices. So we went into schools, we taught lei making, we taught students how to make konane boards, how to play konane. They went home, they taught their family, and then konane became a part of their ohana practice. We taught mele, hula, hanahe, and then also during the intercession, we did that as well. Now, if you looked at those dates, 2020, 2021, those were pandemic years. So at the onset of the grant, the pandemic hit, and it hit us hard because we are high touch, face to face. We had just like Halekipa. I can't remember what you said happened right when you started your program, right when the pandemic hit. We signed our lease. We signed our lease the month before the pandemic hit. The lease to our building, the month before the pandemic hit, we signed our lease. So we had this grant, we had our lease, our newly signed lease, and we had a 15-passenger van. And we had all these materials and learning supplies. So what do we do with all of this? Everybody's sheltering in place. Well, we decided to package all of our materials, and we created a No'eo learning box. And we put all of our materials in boxes, and we delivered them to homes while families were in their homes. And families could engage in Native Hawaiian practices while they were sheltering in place. And during this very dark time in our homes, these practices brought light to our families. This was also a transitional time for us at Uluwa'e, and it was Uluwa'e means to grow. It was a growing time for us. We had no Wi-Fi at our learning center. We just signed our lease, no Wi-Fi. We started to enter the digital space. So we started to create ordering forms for this learning box. We started to beef up our website. We started to create instructional videos. We created a YouTube channel, and these instructional videos are being used today still by teachers in classrooms and families and individuals. And so the OHA grant allowed us to pivot and create this program. The pandemic lasted 2+ years. We were unable to go into schools, but we had our facilities. So parents, we opened up our facility, and parents could bring their students to our learning center. And we opened our learning center from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and students would attend their schooling virtually, and then we would run our Hana No'eo program afterwards, and then parents would pick up at the end of the day at 5 p.m. When schools opened up, we began to pick students up after school in our vans because we still couldn't go back to the schools and run our program. So we just ran it at our learning center, pick students up, and today we still do that. And we just run our program all from our learning center in Kalailoa, homework help, Hana No'eo enrichment activities, and of course our Aina stewardship is a part of that. Our facility, when we first moved in, looked like this. It was a sketchy white building in the middle of Kalailoa with just dead grass. Yeah, this is what it looked like. This is what it looked like when we moved. There was zero shade, zero trees. We were able to leverage during this time, this COVID time, the OHA funds for other funds to build out an outside learning space so we can serve more students so parents could get back to work, so we could have an out, because we could only put so many students in that white building. And today, the space looks like this. Has a shade sail. We were able to put in a shade sail, irrigation, grass, trees, and an outdoor learning space so students could social distance and we could serve more students during the pandemic time. We hope to further expand this space because we need more spaces during the out-of-school time for our students. The Kapolei Campbell district has the largest school enrollments in the entire state of Hawaii. And it's growing. We have a growing population, a growing Native Hawaiian population. Growth is everywhere in our community except in learning spaces, spaces for our children, especially during the times when parents are at work or still on the road in traffic. We need these spaces, and we have a lot of space on this lot. And so what we'd like to do is our plan for expansion is we have this concrete pad, and we'd like to put a pavilion on it with two additional large modular spaces for an indoor learning space on that rare occasion that it rains in this area. But we need that because when it rains, we have to go indoors because it does flood in Kalailoa, so safety is very important. But we also have a lot of sun, so these modular units can be solar powered. And so we hope to expand so we can serve more students because our wait lists are no joke. Our wait lists are long, and our parents really, really need care for their children. And they need engaging, safe spaces that really grow the hearts and the minds of their children and plant them in this place so that they grow their love and their engagement in this place. We at Ulu'ae are committed. We are committed to our high-touch, place-based approach to connecting our learners to the history and the stories and the historic and cultural places and spaces of our community so that they may Ulu'ae grow their sense of place and their sense of belonging and their love and their pride in the place that they live. This grows involved youth who want to contribute to their health, youth who want to contribute to the health of their community, youth who want to be problem solvers for the place they live, youth who want to be part of the ea of their kaiaulu, their community, youth who want to be part of the ea of the lahui. Mahalo.
Mahalo nui. Members, are there any questions or comments? Keone?
Kiala, thank you again. Kiala is a big advocate for Native Hawaiian, our Native Hawaiian community as well as our community in general, and I got to serve on the neighborhood board with her as well and play music with her husband. So, but thank you for all you're doing. I appreciate the site visit today. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo. Trustee Kelly Iakina. and then
Mikiala,
Trustee Galataria.
just congratulations to you on what you and your team have built. And it was just so marvelous today to be there with the young keiki and their parents and to see the community coming together. Just quickly, what is your vision if you have access to the resources you need? What is your vision as to what the center will look like in 5 to 10 years?
The vision for the Learning Center, the vision is that we will be serving, the vision is that there will be no wait list. That's really the vision, that we will be serving all the families that need a space for their child. And as I mentioned to you earlier today, at one point our wait list was 247 people. So if that is what is needed, that is the vision.
Thank you. That's a big vision given
That is.
the growth rate of Kapolei and West Oahu. Thank you.
It's a good vision.
Yeah.
Trustee Galataria.
Hey, aloha.
Aloha.
There's always a tipping point that it makes you move. What was your personal tipping point to get this started? there had to have been, was there a specific need? Was there a specific moment that you can share with us that made you go?
Yes, I shared it today, earlier. So I used to be a teacher here at Kapolei, and my classroom was all the way at the other end. And I was sitting at my desk, and I overheard two students talking, and one student said to the other student, he said, "Hey, what does Kapolei mean?" And the other student said, "It means traffic." No, everyone laughed except the boy who said traffic, because he honestly believed it meant traffic because that's what his parents told him. And what that told me as I observed him, and his reaction was, what I had known all along was that our youth were growing up in this community with no sense of kinship, with no sense of understanding what this place means. If they don't even know what the name of their community means, they think it means traffic. You know what I mean? And so that when that, I had already known that. And as a teacher, I'm sitting there, I said, I know this, but what am I gonna do about it? And it was at that point that I said, I've got to do something about it. And I started to go into schools, and I approached my principal, and with his permission, I started to go into schools, and I started to teach place-based education in schools.
Well, thank you. Mahalo for that.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Members, any other questions or comments? I also wanted to say how impressive of a program you have there. And the fact that we have something on this side of Oahu to offer for our keiki and the parents, it's a gift for this community. So mahalo nui for all you're doing. And it made it extra special to have the opportunity to hear from the keiki and their parents on what you're doing for our community here. And I also wanted to note, for those that are tuning in and here, is the programs that they have, how deeply rooted it is in our Hawaiian culture to hear that the keiki there are lauhala weaving. You really don't see that in our schools, and we need to see more of that. And I appreciate that you incorporate that into the day-to-day activities. And I also wanted to note that this beautiful crown lace that we're wearing this evening was from the Outside Learning Center site that they created with that green space. When we were walking around and we had the tour that you provided for us, and I saw the crown flowers that were growing there, I knew that you folks had weaved this from the flowers there, and it made it even more of a special experience than we were already having. So mahalo nui for what you're doing for this community, and I'd like to see how we can further collaborate.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Okay, so our next scheduled item on our agenda is DHHL. However, they are not able to make it this evening, but I wanted to give this opportunity if there are any testifiers that would like to testify on this agenda item. Okay, seeing none, we will continue on then. Our last presenter of the evening is Kapolei Community Development Corporation with the co-founder, Auntie Homelani Scheidel. Lehua, do we have any testifiers on this agenda item?
No one has signed up to speak on this item.
Okay, mahalo nui. Auntie Homelani. And mahalo nui for the lei. So ui, mahalo.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, but microphone please so those live streaming can hear.
Real old school. How's this? You can hear me? Okay. So when Ward asked me if I had a PowerPoint presentation, I said, no, I don't. I'm just a very simple person, but I do welcome you to our Ahupua o Honi Uli Uli. I'm Homelani Scheidel, president for Malo High, but I'm here in my capacity as the treasurer for KCDC, otherwise known as Kapolei Community Development Corporation. Unfortunately, our president extends her aloha to the trustees, but she got on a plane to Washington, D.C. for a conference. And then our executive director had prior commitments. So, guess I had to step up. And here I am. And so I'm going to share a little bit about who we are first. And so Kapolei Community Development was founded in May of 2008. And it was Auntie Shirley and I. And we were very green at this. We had no clue, absolutely none. But we knew we wanted to do something for our community. And so in 2008, we became a 501c3, and then we knew that the department had lands. But in order to get those lands, we had to participate in a training program called Kulia Ikanu. And that training program was for leadership, to learn how to do things in your community. And so we were very fortunate. They did these training sessions on the different islands, and we went to the ones in Oahu. Consisted of about eight Saturdays. After we were completed with that, then we were able to go, because you had to go through that process. And then we were able to go to the department to get lands. And so we went through the training, and we went to the department, and we got lands for 2 projects. One is a community project, which was 1 acre, and the other, well, actually it was 20,000 square feet plus. We're sort of pushing it to the 1 acre thing. And so then we also looked to our commercial project, because the department said, we don't have money, but we have land. But if you want the land, you have to do this, 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 and this. So we did. It was very hard. But then we were able to complete the course, complete the steps, get our general leases, but now what? We needed money. And so through the generous support of OHA, who partnered with the Department of Hawaiian Homelands back in 2009, we were able to get a $250,000 grant. And that grant started us off. And we squeezed every penny we could. I was the treasurer then, and now I've come back and been the treasurer again. But what we have today is what we call phase 1. It is a building with 2 classrooms, a certified kitchen, bathrooms, and storage. And we open our doors in July of 2016. Well, at the same time we were doing all of this, we were also trying to find a developer to develop our commercial property, which is 4.9 acres that sits at the corner of Kualaka'i Parkway and Kapolei Parkway, right across the Kamakana Ali'i. And that is what we call Ho'omaka. Last June, we broke ground, and our developer, KZ Development, took over. And in December, Hele gas station and 7-Eleven will be opening up, along with Chick-fil-A and also Longstrugs. In that center, we also have a 1,200 square foot eleemosynary space, which our board will determine how it will be used based on the information that we did a beneficiary consultation a few years ago. But we are looking at that along at what is the best fit for that particular space. So we are very excited. It is a lot of work. But here in the room tonight are some former board members, at least one that I can see, and I'd like to call her out. I know she's Kaleo Keawe, or Keawe Akeo. She lives in Kaupea, and she's sitting back there. On our board, we have 8 seats. 4 of them are homestead designated, meaning the Homestead Association designates someone from their board to sit on our board. And then we have 4 resident seats. And so for Maluahai, I'm the president, I'm the board designate. And then our resident recently stepped down this month because she has termed out. We have 2 3-year terms on our board. And so her name is Leolani Pu'ilihau. And so she had the term out. So if you live in Molo High and you're a resident, I might be tapping out you. And then our next homestead is Kaupea. The president, Michelle Kauhani, who I said earlier, she's our president, but she's the resident. She takes the resident seat. The person who is the board designate is Daniel Luke. He is our vice president. And then our next homestead here is Kanihili. And in Kanihili, the president for that homestead is Randy Akau. The board designate is here, and that is Alika Kea, who's sitting right there. And then we also have the resident seat, Uncle Sunny, who's right there. And then finally, for our last homestead, and maybe not our last, but our 4th homestead is Ka'uluokahai. And I don't see the president here. His name is Kimo, who is the board designate. Neither do I see the resident, who is Capella Wong, and our secretary. So that's Kapolei Community Development in a capsule. And unless the board has any questions or anyone out there for me? Oh, Ole? Oh, mahalo.
Members, questions, comments? Trustee Souza?
Mahalo te home. I met you during the pandemic. You guys had a collaboration with Kamehameha Schools, and I was able to participate one day of many days that you guys were distributing meals. But for those of you who don't know, Auntie Home is very, very effective in our community, especially our homestead community. And she's sweet as hell, but she can get the job done. And so it makes me proud to know her and know she's a part of our Native Hawaiian community and homestead community as well. So thank you so much. Aloha.
For bringing that. I heard what Halikipa had to go through, and also Ulua'e, and of course Mikiala has a soft spot in my heart. She was my kumu for hula while she was teaching here at Kapolei High School. But in our home, we have the 2 classrooms in our center, and Homestead Association used to be able to hold meetings there. Well, because it's being used, so let me just share very quickly what Keone talked about is during the pandemic, during COVID, yes, we did partner with Kamehameha Schools, we partnered with the Kroc Center, we partnered with Alulike, and I can see Raylene shaking her head because she knows what I'm talking about. We served we delivered over 38,000 meals within our 4 homesteads in our Ahupua'a. And so it was hard. We had to go there, pick up the meals, get back, sort through them, and then go and hand deliver those meals to each of the homes that was receiving it in our 4 homesteads. But in our center, Monday is Alulike program. We have an Alulike program for our kupuna. Tuesday through Friday is our Keiki Ka'aina program, who come and service our keiki. We also have a switch off, free ukulele classes on Mondays with Larry Santos. And then with one of our board members, Capella Wong, she's a kumu olelo Hawaii, and so she switches off with Larry. So we provide free, all of these is free at the center. Our center is used so much, like as I said earlier, that our homesteads can't hold our board meetings there anymore. We actually have to go to the department and use Halipono'i to go hold our meetings. And that's a good thing, right? Because we are planning phase 2, which is our halau. And hopefully it will provide spaces, if not, for you, Mikiala, because that's the vision, right? To be able to have space and to use our spaces within this ahupua'a, because she's right. This ahupua'a is the fastest growing Native Hawaiian population here. And as the department moves forward with the building of homes in Ka'ulokahai and whatever space they can find, they're going to be building a few more homes, I believe 60 in Kopea, because they purchased the property, that vacant lot next to the high school. So we are going to get more of our lahui in our ahupua'a, and we need the support that you can provide to organizations like Ulua'e and Halikipa, because I remember giving Mikiala some papamu, the konani boards. And I had some of those that my husband and I had made. And we had offered a class in it. And no one from our homestead was interested. And so I said, I know who can use these boards. And so I passed it on to Mikiala, and I was so glad to see that you not only use the boards, but that you're also teaching, right? It's a time where our keiki can put down those phones and learn a strategic game that our ancestors was able to learn and use throughout their daily life. And so there's so much that I'm so excited for you and for you. And I wish you both, and you know that, from the bottom of my heart. And we're here to support each other. And so I also want to take the time to just say mahalo to those board members who are here from Ka'ulokahai. Thank you, Raylene. Thank you. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Anake. And I also wanted to say mahalo nui, all these beautiful leis. Yes, we have it from Auntie Homelani. From maybe it. Auntie, can you share that on the mic so we can share in this aloha?
Not my favorite thing. Yes, these leis, these beautiful leis, were done by a young lady who's about 12. Her name is Pohaya Brigo. And so I asked her to make these leis for me because I just had such a busy schedule. And I wanted to give her something for it. And she said, oh, Auntie, no need, no need. I go, no, because in my head, I'm thinking, no, girl, you need to start your college fund. So I said, I needed 9 leis. How much you going to charge me? Nothing, Auntie, nothing. I said, no, you need to charge me. Otherwise, I'm not going to ask you to do it. And she said, okay, $20. Now I thought, oh my God, 29, wow, okay. But then I said, 20 for each lei? Oh no, Auntie, 20 for all the leis. I said, no, that's too little. And so it's between her and I. But you are so very welcome.
Mahalo, these are gorgeous lei, mahalo. And fragrant. And also mahalo, Venus, for the lovely tea leaf lei we received today at the site visit. Members, any other questions or comments for this last presenter? Seeing none? Okay, we are now going to move on to community concerns, and I see that the 2 that did sign up had already spoken. Did you folks have any other things that you wanted to share on for your testimony? You do? Okay, please.
So I wanted to speak again only because I've been living here for 33 years. And my son, I basically had to, because no one could handle him, I had to take him out of school and started my own with a tutoring center. And through that, I thought I was alone later I found out that there's so many other families out there, especially on this side of the island. It's crazy how a lot of them end up, well, some of them since after COVID, we have quite a few on the beaches, homeless. And it's very sad. Or some in prison that I'm trying to help too, because there's lack of services for the ones that is dual diagnosis that have both some type of disability and mental illness. There's, with my son, when we found out that he had dual diagnosis, DD services, developmental disability services, told me that he was gonna get dropped from DD services because he had mental illness. And when my son had CAM-HD said that he was gonna get dropped because he had disability, developmental disability. So right now, I'm working with Senator Favela, doing a legislature bill to try to break that. We started it last year, SB 1615, and I'm hoping that we can get it passed. We got it passed through the Senate. It got stuck in the House side. So that is a really big thing for our state, because right now we have these kids, these young adults, well, these kids that became 18, parents don't know what to do with them. They end up homeless, or the families end up homeless because they can't even keep their kid at home, or because the landlords will kick them out because of the kids acting crazy and breaking things. So it's just really sad, and we're stuck. The state is not helping. No one is helping, and it's me telling my story, telling what I have to go through with my son to try to make a difference. So I'm hoping that, just coming to every meeting that I can come to for the community, to let people know what's going on in our community or in our state. I deal with people from all the way Hawaii Kai, Kailua, Kapolei, Waianae, Eva Beach, all over our whole island. But what's sad is Kailua, they have parents that is willing to fight and advocate for them to get services. Our Leeward district, we don't. And it's really sad to see our Hawaiian children out there on the streets, at the beaches, roaming the streets, and everyone thinks, oh, it's mental illness only. It's more than that. So we really need to walk in there and find out what's going on. How can we help our families, and how can we help our Hawaiian kids, our local kids?
Mele, and
yes.
I see it here, but if you could please share of the organization that you founded and are president
okay.
of.
So my organization is Keiki Education Living Independent Institute, and it spells out my son's name, Keli'i. Keli'i came with us to our first gala, remember? And I was blown away that we had over 500 people that showed up that I did not know. They just showed up. But through the pandemic, we ended up losing so much money, because right now the criteria to get grants is so different that our special needs is left behind. And I'm still holding events, but I'm dishing it out of my own pocket. My husband is basically carrying my nonprofit. My last event we had over 350 families that came. And I had to turn away some people because my church donated the facility because I don't have funds. So that's what we're at right now. Thank you.
Mahalo nui, Mele. Trustee Galataria.
Normally not, but that's okay.
I'll be very specific with you, okay? What does SB 1615 look to do?
It is trying to get the dual diagnosis because DD will not give services to people that have mental illness.
I see, okay.
Yes.
So you're trying to split the service?
Not split it, make them join together.
Make them join together. So that is the object of, and would you want any of us here on this table to submit supportive testimony for you?
Yes, please. I
Okay.
was going to ask Representative Garcia to help and support the bill
Okay.
because
well,
I
you
need
know,
someone from the House side to help push and put it on social media, and that's what I do all the time. That's how I get parents to come to me. They trust me more than a regular big organization that receives funds, millions of dollars, because they know I'm going through the same thing that they are going through. I live the life.
Well, may I recommend you speak to Representative Souza, right over there, who could probably
My
be
son
your
played
voice.
soccer, Ke'oni,
Yeah.
with you a long time ago.
And lastly,
Yeah, my son is Keli'i, the youngest.
lastly, what can OHA do for you?
I don't know. I just came
Okay.
here just to open my mouth and just let everybody know what's going on.
Okay, well, you did hear that the grant process.
Yes.
So you might want to investigate that.
Right.
As well.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Yes, and the grant process is done quarterly too, so you can apply.
Yes.
Throughout more than once a year.
Okay.
Year to try.
Okay.
It's not just limited to one time.
Okay, thank you.
And our second testifier we have for community concerns is JK. Now, JK, I understand that you spoke earlier, but did you want to speak more regarding dry land?
Hello again. Actually,
Aloha.
if you don't mind, I wanted to do two. I didn't get to do a testimony for KCDC. So the first one would be about the concerns of the dry land in the Kalailoa area. I think we've always passed by it. We think it's going to be okay. But as you all know, what happened with Lahaina and Maui, our concerns rose with, okay, well, we actually have to make sure that that doesn't happen here. And especially since it's so close and dear to people, like my son goes there, you know? And I don't have any concerns at all with Uluwa'e. I just have the area now. It's so dry. And I don't know if there's any way we can get informed if things are going to be maintained in that area. I do believe there's military presence. Those areas were actually relinquished and so forth, but I don't know that detailed information yet. But just to know that, hey, are we taking care of that area so that it doesn't happen to all those homes there? There's a couple schools there too. There's businesses, but just thinking of that just raises the huge awareness that maybe we should talk about that more, right? Water here, dry area, fire. Even if we're getting into our wet season for Lono season now, that we still have to think about how to prevent those things from happening. Yeah. That. And then my second one was just, as I had shared, I moved into Maluahai Homestead 2015, end of 15. And I come from a big family where we do get involved. We're heavy with community, church, volunteering, and I couldn't fully do that until my little boys were a little bit bigger. So I have two little guys, 4 and 6, Gibson and Hendricks, and when we finally got them into school, established areas, I wanted to step up. So I stepped up to be a board member at Maluahai Homestead, and I had more of in mind to help out with projects. And I have to say, KCDC is one of the biggest supporters of our projects because they do pretty much, our projects has to deal with wellness for our community, safety. We also do EA, education, and then we also try to do that sustainability. So we connect with our neighbors, we connect with organizations that want to help give free programs or free of their time to malama our community, because the Maluhai is the first homestead, which makes it a little bit more the eldest. Generations have passed by. The homeowners are now grandparents, you know, or they have their children coming back to live home. So it's a little bit more busier, but still older. And so some of the projects that we had requested to have at that site, at the heritage site, was like a lomi, you know, so lomi for our kupuna, lomi for our community, la'au lapa'au workshops, and wellness checks. And these are all people that are volunteering their time. So we actually had that, a few of those workshops happen this past end of the summer. We did squeeze in a safety, it was a disaster awareness, and it was right before Maui. We had a good turnout that came out because we do have good conditions, environmentals, where sometimes we're like, hurricane is coming, be prepared, hurricane doesn't hit us. But we still need to keep ourselves ready. And so we had, again, volunteers come out to give us more education about it. How can we be prepared? What if this happens with an elder? And for the space for KCDC to have it there was perfect. You know, so they really help support these type of projects. And I really just want a testimony that they've just been great. They hold space for these programs or these missions so that our community thrives and continues from there, because we want to go from, this is my goal, is not to keep asking for money, it's to be sustainable. So it's to find our entrepreneurs, our healers, our weavers, all in our community, and then help gather to make our own community to thrive from that. And you know, it's a little bit hard in this type of living right now where we work these jobs that keep us away, but we still find time to do our passions, right? We still find time to do hula, you know, to attend conferences on how to remember how to speak Olelo Hawaii, or even trying. And so I think I just want to thank KCDC for just being a huge supporter of that. Yeah.
Mahalo.
Sorry, a little red.
All right. Unless there are any other testifiers for this evening? Seeing none? Okay, we'll now move on to announcements. Members, are there any announcements that you have at this time?
Yeah, sure.
Mahalo Kalei. I just wanted to introduce my sister-in-law. She just got in. She's been busy preparing for her fight that she fought last week in San Diego. We were all up there to support her, and she's also been a big advocate for the Maui wildfires and raising money. And so just want to introduce her. That's Ilimale McFarland. Yeah, so.
I did see her walk in with your trustee aide.
Oh, yeah.
So I was seeing if she wanted to testify. All right. Mahalo. Any other announcements, members? Okay. Yep. Mahalo nui to Kapolei High School for allowing us to have our meeting this evening. And I would like to ask if there would be anybody who'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any other comments, members? Seeing none, we could have a roll call vote. Mahalo.
Trustee Ahuna is excused. Trustee Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa.
Aye.
Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Trask is excused. Trustee Waihe'e is excused. Chair Hulu Lindsay.
Aye.
We have 6 yes. We are adjourned.
Mahalo lehua. The meeting is now adjourned. Mahalo members, all in attendance and all live streaming.